nice one. It's a Sunday morning. We're here with Withnail, and we're just we're going through some of his projects at the moment, and we've got a 2-page extract from the Squire, part of the B13 Chronicles. Who would this be for fans of?
I suppose fans of like high-end fantasy. I would imagine, say, people who are very big, took inspiration from like a lot of mythological pantheons, things like that. So it would be of that genre, that convention, we'll say. Sure.
Yeah, as someone with not a huge expertise, I got a vibe of Lord of the Rings from it, maybe. Do you know?
That's close enough, basically, yeah.
Alright, so you've got I really enjoyed kind of doing a few illustrations for this just rough storyboard. And Withnail is going to treat us to just a quick reading of the first 2 pages of the Squire.
So this is the Squire by Withnail.
Pen name,
real name. It's real. Go to New York, you'll find it. Here we go. It was a privilege and an honour for anyone of common blood to be chosen for this work under the Aryan household. That was what Aaron had said to himself, and although it was true enough in his circumstances, he couldn't help but be annoyed at such a position. The workload was all too familiar to him. As a child, he was raised under the disciplinarian he called a father and was taught to handle the labour of his village. Tending to the field was always an uplifting sight. Since the earliest memories of his life, the farmers that shared his work had been tending to desolate crops for over 10 years. To try and save whatever golden grain they could manage for the other villagers, as well as anything to offer to the coming men from the capital, the city of the fair-haired folk, the capital city of Aranya. Many people envied and told tales of the grand cityscape. Few people had seen the ivory pillars in the walls that had reached to the height of mountains to keep out sorts of unwanted intruders. Mostly the beast tribes, Aaron had reckoned. The Fair family and the many tribes had a harsh conflict that spanned eons. What either side had done to the other was all to be rumours and speculation, nothing that the young man had any knowledge of or interest in to be clearly articulate in. However, that had changed in only a few days hence. The men from the capital had arrived to collect their offerings. They would leave with their gifts and return that kindness in their own way. The time they had managed to be given an old faded gem that a traveller had left at the village. He spoke not a breath of a word to anyone, and had simply left it there. No one knew of its value, not even the merchants. However, the men from Arnya, with their gilded robes and their unblemished armour, sought this gem highly. They knew better than to trifle with the fair-haired folk's servants, and followed their request so willingly. For a month after the trade, the crops in their livestock grew healthier and more plentiful. The fellow villagers rejoiced and relished in their newfound prosperity. Yet Aaron felt the strange sense of something stir within him. Tales told the Aryan name carried fabled legends of unknown potential, magic, mysticism, more. The power within that bloodline was uncontested within their borders, perhaps in all of the Midlands. Nevertheless, the 2 Aryan servants came again and offered much to the villagers. They had come with a wagon brimming with fruit, bags of grain and sacks of odd glittering dust. They had requested for one favour among them all. They had wanted Aaron to return with them to the capital. The rest of the villagers did not seem to mind and agreed hastily. Aaron's father himself had met his gaze, yet held any reply, and simply turned to look longingly at the gifts before him. The boy knew his father enjoyed disciplining him. His twisted grin had remained in his memory as he struck the boy with his fist at night. He should not have felt betrayed, yet betrayal stung at his heart. He dared not to plead or beg, fearing their power. The warriors, I mean. Aaron had left with them, and the last thing he could only recall was dust entering his visage.
Excellent.